Oh, yeah, it's me. It's your boy, the Louisiana Country Boy, coming at you live once more again. Also, what I need for you to do, sit back, relax, put on your headgear. Oh, my worthless 2 cents is about to put something in your ear. Oh, and here we go, here we go, here we go. Oh, yeah, it's me. It's your boy, the Louisiana Country Boy, coming at you all pinked out tonight. Woo! Boy, look at here. Look at here. Old Country Boy has been, I'm sweating, y'all. I'm sweating. I don't know if I'm sweating because these two beautiful women up here or it's just hot and it's pink. I don't know what it is. But it's hot in here. It's hot in here. Look, Old Country Boy has the honor, the privilege to sit tonight with two of the most amazing, two of the most incredible women that I have ever met in my life. One I've known since I was that high.
Long time.
The other one I've had the pleasure of meeting over the last, I think, what has it been, like a year, Tamika?
Yes, it's been a year. It's been a year.
But y'all, let me tell you, these two ladies right here, and trust me, tonight, y'all ain't got to worry about my big old tripper trapper because you know,
okay,
I got a cup of ice. Yeah, only thing y'all might hear is some crunch, crunch, crunch. That's me over here crunching on his eyes. But man, it is going to be it's gonna be what it's gonna be. I want these two ladies to do whatever it is the good Lord placed on my heart to bring them, and I'm glad that it was placed on their hearts to accept to come back, because both of them have actually been here before. They done sat at the table, but they ain't got to sit with you by themselves no more. See, they done teamed up. Hit two of them, 2 on 1. So, I got any fellas out there. Help a brother out. Help a brother out. Now, it is going to be an incredible show. So I am really going to sit back. So what I want y'all to do, each and every one that's listening, this is what I want you to do. I want you to sit back, relax, put on your headgear. All Sisters United is about to put something in your ear. My ladies, my friends, my sisters, y'all take this platform and do what you do.
Tamika, go ahead.
Well, good evening, everybody. My name is Tamika Baker, and I am the founder of Pink Breasty Sister LLC and the founder of Pop-Up Breasty Beauty Bar and the co-founder of Paint Through Your Pain. And all of these events was created during the time that I was recovering from my breast cancer diagnosis as well as my reconstructive surgeries. I am a triple negative breast cancer survivor, stage 2, grade 2B. I went through 6 months of chemo. I did a double mastectomy, and I also went through the process of doing the deep flap surgery as my reconstruction. And during that time of healing, I was, thinking about what can I do to help others that are going through breast cancer and just cancer in general in the healing process. And I noticed that a lot of women did not feel good, when they lost their hair, whether it's on their head, their eyebrows, and, just didn't feel good about themselves or didn't feel pretty anymore. So that's where the birth of Pop-Up Breasty Beauty Bar came. And so far I've had 2 in Atlanta, and now we're working on the second one here in Houston in August. So during that time, just brainstorming of different things that I wanted to expand upon as far as helping people heal during their journey. That's when I collaborated with a Creative Mood Designs, and we created Paint Through Your Pain. And in those events, we actually paint doormats, and we use the stencils for different breast cancer or cancer stencils, and just have the opportunity for survivors and thrivers to just express themselves on painting through their pain, with the creativity, and also having the sisterhood of discussing how they're healing, what their journey was like, and just being there for each other. And as of right now, I am a year and a half out, cancer free. And I'm still going, even though the cancer is gone, of course, as you know, Christell, that, we still go through the surveillance, we still go through different things. So some of the things, of course, that I'm still dealing with is neuropathy, brain fog. I've actually started feeling a little tingleness and pain during my breasts and, from the reconstructive. So it's just different things that the residuals of going through chemo and the different surgeries that you go through. So that is my spiel of introducing myself.
Hello. It's good to meet you, Tamika.
Too.
Thanks for having me, Dunny. Well, I'm sorry, Louisiana Country Boy.
You know the government listening, girl. You got to don't comment.
My name is Christell Hicks. I am a 2-time survivor of invasive ductal carcinoma. I was first diagnosed in February of 2018. I went through several rounds of chemo then, and a double mastectomy and reconstruction. And then December 31st, 2019, I was diagnosed again and had to have one of the right implant removed so that I could then start with chemotherapy and radiation. So I have not formed my own LLC, but I do work alongside 2 awesome avenues. I work with the American Cancer Society for making strides against breast cancer. And I also work with, it's called Personal Inc. It's P Inc. And basically what that is any breast cancer survivor who's feeling uncomfortable with their scars, they have the option to apply for this grant to receive tattoos to cover those scars, whether it be areola tattoos or just something wonderful. Of course, me being the big bubbly me, I chose something wonderful. And so I'm now covered with lotus flowers because I felt like a lotus flower. I came from under and I grew into this flower that now I'm proud of. Whereas before I couldn't stand to look in the mirror. I just didn't want to see me. And so now that I'm helping other people, I host those events. I host out of New Orleans. So last year I hosted 4 young ladies and we had a tattoo parlor to close down their facility for a whole day. And they concentrated on those ladies and they gave them what they asked for. And so I get great joy in reaching out to other ladies as well on my own. I counsel. I keep my Amazon list of everything that I utilize during my treatment, and I send it to the next lady because I remember how I felt so alone and so lost and not knowing what it is that I needed to do, not only the chemo, but what natural things that could I do to help myself. And so now I share those things with other ladies across the country. And so that's just me.
Yes. I love it.
We can talk about those tattoos.
Oh yeah, we need to talk about those offline. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes.
I'm gonna tell your mama.
Oh, on the way back, I got them done in Austin. And on the way back from Austin, I did stop and was like, Mama, I need to show you something. So she gave me the thumbs up because she knew what it meant to me and why I was doing
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
You know, I will say this, Christell, is when you said the Lotus, um, my first experience with the Lotus was probably about 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I was actually in California at a funeral service. And at the graveyard where it was over there, there was a place, that's what it was called, the Lotus Garden.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I had to go. I'm like, what in the world is this? So I had to go and read up on it and see what it is.
Mm-hmm.
How amazing.
How amazing.
How amazing um, that beautifulness
Mm-hmm.
fights through all the ugliness.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
That beautifulness comes from the thing that nobody thinks that nothing can come out of.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah, yeah. So I yeah, when you said that, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I get it. I truly, truly, truly get it. Um, I want to do something. I want you ladies, and you know, and y'all have your conversation, but I want to know and ask this: how did you get your strength and your courage? Um, where did you glean it from? Not
Wow.
only going through, but how did you glean it to say, you know, because some people, I'm gonna go over there. Some people, when they go through something, it's a just I'm finna go through it. I'm not worried about what anybody else is dealing with because I'm dealing with mine.
Right.
Can y'all elaborate on that?
I can, if you don't mind me going
Oh,
first.
what? Go ahead.
My strength, Dunny, when I was diagnosed the very first time, my daughter was a senior in high school. And I was that mom who planned their senior trip,
Mm-hmm.
who, when the kids wanted to come over and try on dresses, they came here. And I was not going to stop. I was going to show her that her mom was a fighter and that we're going to still do what she needed to do to graduate, go to prom, take her trip, and take care of what was going on with me at the same time. So I reached deep within me and I took verses from the Bible, Isaiah 53 and 5. Um, I can, I'm healed. So in my mind, that was the first thought. Regardless of the diagnosis, I'm healed by his stripes. I'm healed. So I had to take from what he had given me, what I had been taught, and what I know, and say, this will not defeat me. I'm
Mm,
going to fight. And if I don't fight for Christell, I'm going to fight for Christina. And so that's what I chose to do. I chose to pull from, let me show my daughter what I can do.
mm,
And that was determination for me.
Yes, it's something about the kids. They do give you strength. I have three sons. Two with is fully grown, and one that's actually he's a senior this year. He's graduating next month, and they also was the catalyst for me to push and to fight. But my strength actually came from my mom. My mom was the I've seen things that my mom went through. We had discussions of things that she went through as a young lady, a mom, a daughter, a sister, through it all and the things that she went through. So when I did find out, excuse me, about my diagnosis, that was devastating. I'm not gonna lie, it was devastating.
Yeah.
When I left the doctor's office, I was a complete basket case. And my sister and my man, they both, talked to me and helped me understand that it's gonna be okay. But my mom was the one that was the push to fight, because she had to fight for years through her illnesses, her struggle, her and the prayers and the us just being on the phone. She's in Atlanta, and of course I'm here. I'm originally from Atlanta, so we would do the Alexa, because my mom, can't travel because of, her illnesses. But she was able to see me and I was able to see her. And then the prayers that we would, have, and the Bible verses we would go over. That was my strength. Through my journey.
Mm-hmm. And I have to say, we speak on the strength, and Johnny, you ask where we pull that from, but then I also have to give you my reality. When I was diagnosed the second time, it flipped for me. I was angry because in my mind, I did everything I was supposed to do. I had the double mastectomy. I did the rounds of chemo. I prayed. I fasted. So I'm not gonna lie to you. I asked him, okay, we had this conversation. What's going on? What is it that's happening to me right now? And what makes you think I'm that girl, that I'm strong enough to endure this? So the reality did, I have to be honest and tell you that I was angry the second time. I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to discuss it. I was mad. And I was just like, I got to go through this again. And so there were so many nights that I cried and that I prayed and that, I talked to my daughter. I talked to my mom, and I was like, I'm not ready for this. I don't want to do this again. And I tell people this, and sometimes it's like, Christell, don't tell nobody else this because they're going to think you're crazy. But I literally, Donnie, I was at a loss. There were sometimes I would say, okay, God, it's time for me to go to bed. I'm tired. If you decide not to wake me up tomorrow, okay. If that's what you decide to do. Because I felt like I could not fight. And then, I had so many people in my corner saying so many positive things to me. And I remember one friend saying to me, Christell, don't do that. You have got to stand on the word of God. You have got to remember those verses that you hold so dear. You have got to know that you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. And I'm going to need you to stand on his word. And so, I was hearing that. I get that. And it was just late one night. It was late. I couldn't sleep. I'm tossing, I'm turning, I'm looking around, and I'm like, you know what? Okay, I'm going to try this. I'm going to try this. So I literally went and got my Bible and put it on the floor. And I stood on it. And I said, Lord God, I'm standing literally on your word.
Yes.
And I give it to you. And that's what I did. And that's when my fight began the second time. When I gave it up to him was when I released that anger and said, okay, it's time to fight. I hear you. It's time to fight. And I had to just release it and turn it over to him because I was really angry the second time.
And that I can only imagine, because especially, going through chemo the first time and going through some surgeries the first time, and then you have to go over it again. And I think my question was, why me?
Yeah.
And
Oh, yes.
I told my mom that, and she said, why not you? That's what she told. She literally told me. She said that was one of the questions she asked when she got diagnosed with her illnesses. Why? And she said the doctor said the same thing to her. Why not you?
That's right.
And I think sometimes we question him, but he knows the reason and the plan.
Yes.
And the path and which way we supposed to go, because he chose certain people, and he chose us so that we can be the witness to show that we was able to fight and get through it.
That's right. That's just like the sermon on Sunday. He chose us to be the light, Tamika.
Yes, 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 yes.
Ooh, but girls, look at him. Sometimes that light be wanting some shade. And I see
Oh,
that
yeah.
Boy, what you
in
talking
all
about?
reality, sometimes, and this is the realness.
Mhm.
The real side is sometimes that bulb be like, okay, you know what? I'm really tired of shining
Mhm.
because is this what shining is like?
Right.
Um, but what I have, and I have nothing compared to you ladies. Um, but what I have learned is that people are watching,
Mhm.
and God has placed us in these positions to be a witness and a testimony, not about us, because they ain't
Yes.
never about us. To
Mhm.
Mhm.
be to testify about. So what I always say is those that don't know Him but know us,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
those that ain't got a clue about Him
Mhm. Mhm.
but they see us.
Mhm.
And the only thing when they come to how you do it, but God,
But
Mhm.
God.
Mhm.
how you, but God.
Yeah.
And I say that, and I tell you, ladies, and I talked about this the other day on my other show. Is this weekend was bad for me. Monday was bad for me. It
Mm.
was it was bad for me. It was so bad for me. I went through something I never faced. I went through a bout of depression. So I'm sure that y'all can
Mhm.
speak on it. I went through a bout of depression
Mhm.
Monday, and I had to call into work and say I ain't coming.
Can't do it.
Mhm. Mhm.
And all I wanted to do and all I did was crawl back in the bed and cover my head.
Mhm.
If you have nothing for me,
Mm.
and y'all can speak on this, if you ain't got nothing to fall back on, and I said this, I said, my God, I came Monday and I did the show Monday night, and the only thing I could think of was there are some people that don't come out of it.
That's
Mhm.
right.
Mhm.
There are some
That's
people
true.
that, as you say, they just be like, you know what,
Mhm.
Yeah.
I ain't doing nothing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's right.
That's why it is so important for me, and I have you ladies to share, because again,
Mhm.
there's somebody that's right there on that thing, right there on that ledge, on that
Yes.
cliff, that's going like, you know what, fight for what?
That's right.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yep. And Donnie, it's not just cancer. It's
Mm-mm.
grief. It's the
Mhm.
grief of losing a loved one. It's the
Mhm.
grief of losing yourself. I grieved
Mhm.
losing who I thought I was and who I thought I wanted to be.
Mhm.
It's the feeling alone, the not knowing him. It's so much out there right
Mhm.
now that you have to have something, someone to rely on. And I choose to
Mhm.
rely on God. And
Mhm.
God sends me. This morning, I was on my way to work and I was praying for a young lady who was having a double mastectomy today.
Mhm.
And I couldn't. I just started crying. And so,
Mm,
and I'm sorry for calling her name. She's just going to have to be mad. So I called Luxie Bryson and
Mhm.
I said, pray for me.
Mhm.
Pray for this young lady because right now I'm struggling. And you
mm,
know what she did? She stopped what she was doing and we prayed for the
Mhm.
young lady today and for me to be able to continue to give her what I have.
Mhm.
And you have to have and know who
yeah,
you
yeah.
can call on.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Ooh,
And
good,
so,
good. Ooh, yeah.
so I
It's
get it.
just yeah,
It's
cause it's
all real.
yeah, cause when you go through a double mastectomy, a lot of people don't want to really call it what it is. It's an amputation. It is That's technically what it is. It's an amputation,
Yeah.
and it's the PTSD of it all. PTSD ain't don't have nothing to do with just going through the military. PTSD, like you said, can be from death. It can be from, like you said, losing a loved one,
Mm-hmm.
losing a body part, losing yourself, just losing it all.
Yeah.
And we're only human.
We're only human.
We're human. You're gonna have days where you're gonna be depressed. I still
Yeah.
have those days. I still I still have those days. I went through, I would say, a breakdown about a couple of months ago. Donnie, you remember when during the pain through your pain.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. It's
Yeah,
the flesh.
yeah,
Regardless of what we're trying to do for others and regardless of our beliefs,
hmm,
sometimes the flesh takes over.
yeah, it
And
does.
it slaps you in the face to make you remember you're
It
human.
make you realize, remember what you went through,
Yeah.
because you have to be, we help a lot of us when we go through our journey, some of us, just go through the journey and they be, I'm
We're
good
done.
about me. But then a lot of us go through the journey and then we decide to pull back, go back and help others.
Yeah.
But even in the midst of that, we have to stop and remember we still healing. We still
Yes.
going through that process, and we have to
Yes.
take a
Mm.
pause and a beat
Mm-hmm.
and say, okay, let me get myself together first,
Right.
because if I'm not together, I can't help nobody.
That's right.
Whether it's the next breasty, or my family, or my sons, or my man, or my sisters, or my cousins. You can't help them if you
No.
haven't helped yourself. So
Right.
that's one of the things that we'll probably constantly go through, is
Mm-hmm.
the PTSD of it all, because those feelings, will come back up. Even with the pop-up breasty beauty bar that we had in Atlanta, the second one, Dr. Diamond White, we had a new survivor. Well, yeah, she's a survivor. I was always told, once you're diagnosed, you are considered a survivor. So she was newly diagnosed, and I'm not gonna name her name, but no, she was diagnosed this year, Valentine's Day, ironically.
Mm.
And um, when we was all together, and Dr. Diamond White was talking to us, and she asked us to close our eyes and just imagine what when we first heard those words,
Yes.
what we went
Wow.
through.
Yes.
Each lady that has already been through it, we all felt that
Yeah.
come all the way back again, and we all started crying, because
Mm-hmm.
it's a never ending
Yeah.
reminder that I was here, I'm here, but I was here.
Yeah.
And you just constantly have to reiterate to yourself that it's gonna be okay. It's going to be okay, because even with my diagnosis with the triple negative, which they have no idea where it came from,
Right.
still in that 1 to 5 year window, actually the 1 to 3 year window. So I'm still in the what if? What if it comes back? What if this? So
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
it's the anxiety of it all. So
Yeah.
all those different feelings we still have to constantly go through.
Yeah. That's right.
Wow. Wow. Well, let me ask you, is there, you ladies, I'm sure that y'all have, because y'all smarter than the country boy. The what what advice, what insight would you pass on to either someone who has been diagnosed or recently diagnosed, or someone who is going like, you know what? I'm fine. Ain't nothing wrong with me. Everybody else fine. I ain't got to go do none of that stuff. I don't know. I don't know if you women do that. I know some men do that. I ain't got to be worried about none of that. And before I do that, I want to do something real quick. I've got my boy on here, Reginald Miller, who's also he is going through his bout with cancer.
Mm.
And there's not a lot of times there's not a lot of men who come
No.
But he is one that is going through, and I want to at least acknowledge him for being on tonight. So, but that's the question, you ladies.
You you can sit around and pretend like it's never going to happen to you if you want to, but you never know. I would not suggest any female to miss a mammogram. I would not suggest a female to miss any of their annual exams because I never missed one. I had never missed a mammogram. I was in between a couple of months before time to go get my mammogram was when I found my lump myself. And I say this and it may sound a little weird or uncomfortable, but you need to know yourself. Get to know your body.
Yes.
You need to understand if there's a change or if you notice something different, because it can happen in an instant. I was 48. Never imagined ever having to deal with anything of that nature, but it happened. And again, I never missed a mammogram. I was always on time for my exams. And so I would tell anyone to please, 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 if you have not made that appointment, make that appointment. If you don't know what you're supposed to feel like, you better look on the internet and plug it in and find how to do that exam, because
that can go to know
happen.
your lemons. Know
That's
your
right.
lemons.
Know your lemons.
Good outlet that literally shows you exactly what you're looking for. What looks different, what feels different,
right?
All of that.
And it's estimated that in 2024 2,800 men will be diagnosed with breast cancer.
Yes.
Wow.
So
yes.
So it's not
just
only
women.
a ladies cancer. It's men are now receiving diagnosis of breast cancer as well. So I would tell anyone, and those that have already been diagnosed, it's your journey. And don't let anyone tell you that it's not. You have to make the decisions for yourself.
Yes.
The things that you can control them. I'm going to tell you, when I started losing my hair, I was like, wait a minute, I can fix this. I'm just going to cut it off.
No, that's
I'm
right.
not going to sit here and let patches of hair come out. I can fix this. I'm going to do what I can do for me. And that's what you have to remember. The things that you have control over, go ahead and think about those things and clear your mind to say, this is what I think I'm going to do. And sometimes asking other people's opinion, if they have never been through it, they really can't help you.
That's right.
Make sure you pray and you ask God to give you the answers that you need. Make sure you do a little research to say, okay, well, let me take a look and see what's going on out there. Don't do too much research. It'll scare you to death.
It will.
But you have to try and maintain your thought process so that you can at least control the things that are in your control, if I'm making any sense. And so, again, your journey is your journey. But I'm going to tell you what my pastor said to me. He said, you have decided to make your misery your ministry. And I didn't even see it that way. I was just sharing the news. Okay, this is what I did. This is what I know. It wasn't about my testimony or turning my test into my testimony. I just wanted to help somebody. And so whether you decide to help someone or not, you have to still remember that your journey is your journey and no one else's. Everybody's journey is different.
My advice is know your family history. If I don't say that no more than anything else, other than make sure you get all your checks done, like you said, mammograms, colonoscopies, everything that you're supposed to get done across the board. That's men and women.
Yeah.
Because cancer in itself, not just breast cancer, if you notice that we're having more and more people passing of cancer totally across the board. It doesn't matter what cancer it is. It doesn't matter the age, the background, what your race, your gender.
Right.
It's becoming across the board. Know your family history. I was at a Survive Her event 2 weeks ago, and even though triple negative has no, they don't know where it comes from. They only give you the same, treatment across the board for most of the ladies, depending on your stage and your grade. But a genetic counselor was there, and she was talking about prostate cancer and how it connects, the connection to breast cancer, especially to triple negative breast cancer. And it just clicked. And I'm like, oh my God, my grandfather and his brother had prostate cancer. That's
Wow.
where my connection came from that. So I have talked to some of my cousins and my siblings and some of, the family, and we're trying to get together to where we're going to sit down, and what you may know, you may tell me. What I may know, I may tell you. It's the time out for the being quiet in the
Yes.
family about what grandmama had, what Auntie Lolo had, and all that. It's time out for that, because it does not just affect us,
Right.
it affects our children,
Yep.
their children, and their children. And that's why the family history is so important.
Right.
If I don't say that no more than anything else, that is the most, and one of the most important things. If you have recently got diagnosed, know all your options.
Yes.
Don't let the doctor tell you, well, you should do this. Well, what about this? And what about this? Well, why I can't do this? And why should I do this?
Right.
To have all your information with you when you go to the doctor. Make sure they give you a genetic testing. Most of the time when we do the genetic testing for African American, it's going to say no genetics. That's because the genetic testing was not made for us. It wasn't made for us. So they're working on different testing, finding out more genetics. So know your
Wow.
genetics. Make sure you
Right.
get your genetic testing. Make sure you ask if there's a clinical trial. That's an option. A lot of times the doctors don't give you that option. Bring it up to them. Is it an option? When I got diagnosed, I was given all options except for the clinical trial, but they gave me the option of a lumpectomy or a double mastectomy. So in that case, like you said, your journey is your journey. Pick what's best for you.
Yep.
What may have worked for us may not work for you. What may have worked for you may not work for somebody else.
Right.
And I've noticed that across the board, more and more survivors and thrivers that I've talked to, no matter what stage or grade or whichever breast cancer or cancer that they have, each person has a different treatment. Each person have a different journey.
That's right.
You got radiation. I didn't get radiation. Some people will get both. Some people opt to get both. Some people opt not to do one or the other. So know your journey and make the best decision that's for you.
Right.
But make sure they give you all your options and make sure you know all your options. So if they don't offer it to you, you can ask them, what are my options? And these are the options that I know I have. What can you tell me about those options?
Exactly. Exactly. Tamika, actually, my second diagnosis, I took the option to go to MD Anderson instead of just staying here in Jackson and accepting the diagnosis. And it's good that I did, because when I went to MD Anderson, we found out that I was up to stage 3 because I actually had more lymph nodes infected. They actually told me I didn't have any lymph nodes infected here. It was just localized. But I had them collarbone, chest,
Mm-hmm.
underarm. So it was a blessing that I
Mm-hmm.
just said, I'm going to take this chance and get a second diagnosis.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to think it through, and you have to do what you feel is best for you, like you said.
And be an advocate for yourself. Don't
Mm-hmm.
take what you just said. Don't take what they're gonna give you and say this is what it is, because I think I had 2 consultations. I was supposed to have 3, but I ended up having 2 because I wanted to make sure they gave me the same
Yeah.
exact thing across the board. And
Right.
each person did, but one doctor made me feel better than the other doctor. So
Right.
that's how I chose, my
Mm-hmm.
doctors. And even
Mm-hmm.
when we was talking about feel yourself, know yourself.
Yeah.
Make sure you're doing yourself exams, especially women under 40. The mammogram age is only 40, unless you have a history of breast cancer
Right.
in your family.
Right.
So it is getting younger and younger.
It is.
Young ladies are getting breast cancer. Young
Mm-hmm.
men are getting breast cancer
Mm-hmm.
younger and
Mm-hmm.
younger.
Yeah.
So I can't stress that enough as well. Know yourself, know what you're looking at, know what
Mm-hmm.
feels right, know what don't feels right. If one thing is it just don't feel right,
Mm-hmm.
say something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because early
Wow.
detection, as they say,
It's
is the
key.
key.
It is key. And even though this year there's over 4 million survivors
Mm-hmm.
across this country, guess what? 42,000 women will die from breast cancer this year
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. And
because
Wow.
they decide not to go. They decide they can't pay to get that checked out, or
mm-hmm,
it's not in my family.
mm-hmm,
I'm good.
mm-hmm,
You can't assume. You
mm-hmm,
cannot assume.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Wow. Wow.
mm-hmm.
I want to take a moment. Whew, because y'all got me. Boy, I'm gonna get me. Wait a minute. Before Look here, y'all. That ain't number sweet tea for anybody. Ain't nothing that was sweet tea in the eyes, guys. You know how them folks
Look,
do.
I'm doing hot tea.
Yeah. Hey, y'all know how them folks are. Well, he over there drinking.
He over there drinking.
He over there drinking on camera. Look at him.
Oh my
They just gotta know you. They just gotta
God.
know you.
NIU.
Tamika, I used to call him at church. I used to call him the dancing preacher. But
When
he
he
could be in the
showed me
choir
that,
with that rock.
yes, he was dancing Sunday. I said, now look at him dancing. That's a dancing.
You
Yes,
remember that?
I know. That's where the name originated. So anything y'all might see on TikTok is because of her.
Oh my
Hey,
God.
I want to take a minute. I have something that I want to do. Christell, hold on just a second. I need to add somebody real quick. Christell, I brought this young lady here, Christell, and know I love you.
Yes.
And she's gonna look, I'm gonna shut up again. So go ahead. I know I'm outnumbered now. It's like 3-1.
Hi, Christell. Nice to meet you. I'm
Hi.
Tanisha, and I'm the owner of A Creative Mood,
Okay.
co-founder of Painting Through Pain with Tamika.
Okay.
And I came on here today because I heard your story. I heard a little bit more about it today because I've been backstage this whole time. So I've been listening to everything y'all had to say. So what I do is because of Tamika, and I also had another friend that unfortunately passed away. But because of them, I started something with my business, and it's called A Hug in a Bag.
Oh.
And the Hug in a Bag is I try to do it once a month, but this year I'm not getting so many. So that may be a good thing because last year I gave quite a few away. But what I do is every month, free of charge, I give out a hug in a bag, and it goes to somebody that's either going through breast cancer or have been through breast cancer, and the object of it is just to give it to somebody. And it is just what it says. It's a hug in a bag, and everything in the bag is items that I hand make. So today I'm giving you your hug in a bag. And I have to get your address because I know you're not here in Houston, but it will be mailed out to you.
I wasn't supposed to cry.
Look, you see me wipe away a tear earlier. Like, wait a minute, hold on. I'm not gonna cry today.
So you should be, I would say by beginning of next week, depending on, we can't always depend on the mail like we want, but I will get it out to you as soon as I get your address or wherever you want me to send it to. I will get it out to you.
Thank you. Oh
You're
my
welcome.
gosh. Thank
You're
you
welcome.
so much. My stepdaughter is Tanisha.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And I also,
so
when I was backstage and I heard your story, I heard that there was somebody that went through something today. And
Yes.
if you could give me her name, I would like to give her a hug in the bag.
Okay. I can do that. Yes. Yes. Yep. She had a double mastectomy today and she's 35.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, I would definitely like to get a bag to her.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much.
You're
that
welcome.
is a blessing and a surprise.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
And from Pink Breasty Sister, I want to throw in bracelets. I'm gonna throw in the bracelets for both you and the other survivor.
Thank you so much. And guys, I don't do this for things of this. I do it because I feel like I'm led to, that I'm just supposed to. And so for you to just do something for me, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I really, truly appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Donnie.
Man,
he always coming in here with some surprises, having people crying and stuff.
Look, and Tamika, I talked to you earlier and I didn't say a word about it.
You told me nothing.
As we get ready to, there's something that is near and dear to my heart for what God has allowed me to do, this platform. It means a lot to me because what it truly allows is for people to be open, honest, and transparent, and to come here in a place that's safe. We don't judge, we don't question. I've shared my life openly and honestly and what I've gone through in order not for me, but to be a blessing to others. So recently I started doing something here. And so for you two ladies, actually, you know what? I got 3 of y'all, so I can do it 3 times. See that, Tanisha? Let Tony, you done got caught up on screen now, so you got to stay on here too. For you 3 ladies, for you 3 very special ladies that are doing such wonderful things, you 3 courageous women that give, not because you want anything back, but you give out of your heart. You give out of the thing that God loves. You give from the place that God created in all of us. Old Country Boy's got a question for you 3 ladies. Y'all take y'all time. Y'all ain't got to rush. Country Boy owns the show, so I ain't worried about being kicked off. Y'all take y'all time. The question that I have for you 3 ladies, and whichever one of you want to go first, whichever one you want to go last, it don't even matter. The question that I have for you 3 is very simple. What is your why?
Wow. My why? My why is I don't want anyone to ever feel the way I felt. I want to be able to help people who are going through what I went through, and I didn't have that person. I didn't know. I didn't have the answers. I want to be the person to help get those answers, share those things that worked. I want to be that person to just say it's going to be okay. Just trust in God and have faith. I just want to be that person to help those that are out there struggling through like I did.
Wow.
My why is because the cause is bigger than me. The diagnosis is bigger than me. The cancer community is bigger than me. So just with me, my one little self, just putting something out there for, like you said, to make people just feel good about themselves for just, even if it's just one day, that's all that'll brighten up my day.
My why. I have not been diagnosed with breast cancer, any type of cancer, but I have anxiety and I suffer with depression. And when Tamika, I'm gonna make this story real short, but when Tamika went through what she went through, because I have my own thing that I go through, I didn't know how to be there for somebody else.
Mhm.
So I started this because I deal with anxiety and depression, and I know how, even though I got an army behind me, sometimes you just still feel alone.
Yeah.
So I do it to make people feel good, no matter what they're going through. Somebody is, you know, you can say, I got all these people behind me, but for a
Mhm.
stranger to knock on your door and say, I got a hug for you, but
Mm.
it's in the form of a bag, that's
Yeah.
just a totally different feeling.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And, so that's my why.
Praise God.
Wow. Wow. I thank you three so very much. I thank you for your heart. Um, I thank you for your obedience. Obedience is better than sacrifice, and some people don't even get that. Um, that God allowed you in this platform to bring three strangers together to share in one magical moment. Three people come together. It says where two or three are gathered,
Mm.
where two or three are gathered. And what I know is anybody that's listening, anybody that's watching, if you can't feel the love, if you can't feel the sincerity, if you can't feel the spirit, that's right here. Um, I thank you three, and it's my honor to say, my sisters. It is an honor for me to have been able to sit back. If y'all ain't never seen Sisters United, now you have. This is what it looks like.
Yes.
It is. There it is.
Yeah.
Joining together.
Yeah.
Joining together. Ain't no bickering, ain't no fighting, ain't no one person no bigger than the other. Joining
Yes.
together.
Mhm.
Praise God.
Okay, world. If y'all want to know how to do it, just look right here. Okay, world. Take a look inside. This is how it's done. This is how it's done. How do you change the world? Right here.
Mhm.
That's how you do it. You reach out, you embrace, you support, and you love one another. Because none of us, whether it's cancer, whether it's a car wreck, whether it's a heart attack, none of us know when that
Yeah.
number will be called.
That's right.
That's true.
None of us know. Two things are for sure. There's a date at the beginning
Mhm.
and there's a date at the end. Both
right.
of those are secure and we ain't got nothing to do with them.
Nothing.
But we can change that thing that's in the middle, and that's that dash.
Mm-hmm.
What you gonna do with your dash?
That's right.
What you gonna do with your dash? I ain't say DoorDash, I say your dash.
You so silly. Yes, Donnie.
We was in the moment, and then you just threw in the DoorDash.
I appreciate it because I can't stop the tears.
Oh my God! Ooh.
Before we go, Donnie, I want to say something.
Mm-hmm.
Before we go, I went to a wonderful event that this young lady, she has her own LLC. She's in Memphis, and she invited me just to come and see. You know, she was doing a fundraiser,
Okay.
and she's a breast cancer survivor, beautiful young lady. And it was so funny because, you know, very spiritual. I think she's even an evangelist. But when she walked into the room, as beautiful as she was, she had the music playing, and I was like, wow, okay. And so when she walked up, it was the song playing, People See Me But They Just Don't Know. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
a light bulb came on, because so many people would say, you don't look like you had cancer, so what am I supposed to look like?
Right.
Mm.
Exactly. They do say
And
that.
so it's like people see us, but they
Mm-hmm.
don't know our stories. Your
Yes.
anxiety story, Tanisha,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Tamika, our breast cancer stories.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know. And
Mm-mm.
so it's funny that you can go through life. You never know who you're going to run into. You
Mm-hmm.
never know who's going to need to hear from you,
Mm-hmm.
or who you need to hear from. And when I was there listening to this young lady and the program that she put on that weekend, I felt renewed, because it was like, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Yes, I'm a
Yes.
2-time breast cancer survivor. Yes, I went through rounds and rounds of chemo and radiation. My body was burned to a crisp, but God has placed me here, and this is why.
Mm-hmm.
This is why.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Amen. Amen. Well, again, I thank all three of y'all. I thank all three of y'all so very much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for having
It's,
us.
it's,
Thank you for having
it's been
me.
a pleasure. I ain't had to do nothing tonight. I ain't even had to work. I just sat back and just enjoy. Go ahead. Just dip in it. Look, like I was a little boy running the kitchen every once in a while. I run on out. Just run on. Well, look here. I thank y'all so very much. I thank each and every one for tuning in. Duh. Hold on. Before we leave, if
Okay.
y'all could give people your information where they may be able to contact you, find you, whatever organization. I'm sorry, charge it to uphill, because this is over almost 60, so charge it uphill.
I'm on Facebook, Christell Hicks, regular name. I'm on Instagram, but I don't know how to work it.
Wait a minute.
I was only on it because my daughter was on it. So, but you can find me on Instagram. I don't mind giving my number out nationwide, 601-955-6826. You can call me anytime. Text me first so I don't think you're a robocall.
See that part. Text me first. Yeah, because you will be getting phone calls. You be like,
Hey, who is this?
Oh my God.
Sorry, I'm done.
okay. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok under @PinkBreastySister. On Facebook, Pink Breasty Sister Presents. You can also email me at pinkbreastysister@gmail.com. And you can also reach me at 832-608-3846. We are gearing up, me and Tanisha, we're gearing up for our next Paint Through Your Pain, which will be September the 29th. We're also gearing up to have Pop-Up Breasty Beauty Bar H-Town second edition at Ogle Beauty School, August the 17th. We're also going to have the Christmas edition as well, but this year is going to be for caregivers at Ogle. And it will be December the 7th. So stay tuned for those announcements, and for those, we're having a different process now with the application process for the pop-ups. So stay tuned for the save the dates and the opening for the applications.
And I'm Tanisha with a Creative Mood. I can be reached Facebook, Instagram, TikTok under a Creative Mood. I'm not giving my phone number out, but you can reach me on any of those. My email is Tanisha Shields, real easy. Tanisha Shields at yahoo.com. You can find me on Facebook, Tanisha Shields, or Creative Mood, Instagram, and TikTok. Reach out.
Oh, and website and merch coming soon. So stay tuned for that.
Tanisha,
Hi, Tanisha, I'm with you. I ain't giving.
SHIELDS.
Yes.
Shields.
And Country Boy has my information. If you don't mind sharing that behind off camera.
Oh, you want me to get a phone? You want me to get a number?
No. No. These ladies may want a wake up call. I don't want to.
Christell, we gonna talk on the back end as well, but what me and you
I got pictures.
Yeah, me and you.
Sounds good.
Well, I'm Louisiana Country Boy. You can reach me at 1411.
It's so silly.
Oh my God.
Call me anytime.
Some people take that literally when you
yeah.
I'm like, oh no.
Look, text me. Email and text.
Yeah.
Email and text.
Oh my goodness. Well, look, I thank y'all so very much. I thank you once more again. It has been a joy. It has been a joy, a privilege, and an honor for me to sit here. And I thank each and every one that tuned in. I don't know. Let me see here. I'm gonna try to run through some of these real quick. Let's see here. I'm gonna try to pop some on. Now, my people that's watching, if y'all ever watch me for more than one time, y'all know I don't do comments. Okay, I'm just trying to run through because I ain't got my glasses on. I can't see nothing.
It's so silly.
The lights in my eyes. I'm just trying to run through. I'm trying to recognize. Let's see here. This is my co-host job.
Yeah, we see them.
Right. We see them. You good?
Oh, y'all see them?
Yeah, we see them. You know what?
Y'all should have been doing. All right, well, fine then. Y'all see them. Okay, good. Ooh, Lord, thank you. I ain't got to wait. Okay. It has been a privilege. It has been an honor to have y'all. And as I close this night, I close it like I close every single show. Each and every one of us, God has given us a purpose. God has given each and every one of us a vision. And I will tell you, don't allow anyone or anything to deter you from the vision and the purpose God has given you. Yeah, some people gonna say you're too this, you're too that. Oh, girl, you've been sick. You know you can't be doing that. Oh, boy, you know you too dark. You can't be over there doing that. Oh, you know you too short. You too tall. You too skinny. You too fat. You too this. You too that. Well, let them talk. That's what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And what you're supposed to do is be the sponge, squeeze out the stuff you don't need. That's what you do. Let them talk. But you continue on the path that God has given you. What he has placed in your heart to do, you do that. You walk in purpose, on purpose, each and every day. Yeah, some folks ain't gonna agree with you. Some folks ain't gonna like you. Well, heck, everybody didn't like Jesus neither. But anyway, kept on doing what he needed to do. And that's what you should do. Keep on walking in purpose, on purpose. And lastly but not least, is I done broke out in a whole sweat over here. I must be going through menopause. I don't know what it is. Anyway,
You know what? I could die.
it kicked in. It done kicked in. And lastly but not least, the good Lord woke you up this morning and you opened your eyes and you cleaned out your ears and you was trying to hear. You woke up early like I did. You didn't hear nothing because it was dark outside. But anyway, but you didn't hear. And if you was out today strolling around, looking around, listening for the words that you were about to hear, baby, you didn't hear them then because they coming now. Here it is, right now. I got to get close to this thing because I can't see nothing. 9/11. What ain't that something? 9/11. Houston time. I can speak for my three guests and myself when I say this, is that we love you. And we love you unconditionally.
Yes.
And again, those that missed it, I'm going to tell you what that means. It means whether you like me, support me, agree with me, talk about me, love me, hate me, whatever. It means the love I have for you, you ain't got to have it for me.
Right.
Because in that day, he ain't going to ask you about me. He going to ask me about me.
Absolutely.
So that's why we can love you unconditionally.
Right.
And there ain't nothing, absolutely positively nothing that you can do about it. I thank each and every one of you. Thank my guests. Thank you all so very much. It has been a great, great show. Boy, look here. Country Boy gonna jump on his eyes and go to bed. Hey, you three ladies are always welcome back at any time, continue walking in your purpose, on purpose. Continue walking in your destiny. Know that you're doing exactly what you've been called to do. And I appreciate you for being obedient until his will. Thank y'all. And we up out of here. We got all right. If y'all
Good
missed anything, y'all go follow
Nice meeting you all.
Nice meeting you too.